As wildfires surge across the country, Canadians are seeing the very real cost climate change is already imposing.
Canada is experiencing increasingly hot temperatures and unusual weather patterns. The nation is warming at a rate twice as fast as the global average, leading to record high temperatures, extensive flooding, and significant ice loss. This rapid climate change has been evident in various ways, including Canada's highest ever recorded temperature last summer, which led to destructive wildfires and numerous fatalities. However, scientists have recently made a startling discovery beneath Canada's icy tundras, and it has the potential to have far-reaching consequences for the world. How will this event impact Canada and the rest of the world? Let's find out. Canada is an expansive and rugged country, extending over half of the Northern Hemisphere from north to south. It spans approximately 4,700 miles, 7,560 kilometers from east to west, encompassing 6 time zones. Despite being the second largest country globally, it holds only a mere fraction, about 0.5%, of the world's population. The diverse Canadian landscape features dark blue lakes, numerous rivers, majestic mountain ranges in the west, rolling plains in the central regions, and forested valleys in the east. In the northern part of Canada, the Canadian Shield dominates the landscape, characterized by hills, lakes, and swamps, with some of the oldest rock formations on Earth. Moving to the far north, Canada's Arctic region is a frozen expanse dominated by ice, snow, and glaciers. Vegetation is scarce and agriculture is not feasible. Native Canadians, known as First Nations people, inhabit this area, relying on hunting and fishing for their livelihood. Now, this is where the concerning news arises. Scientists are anticipating a significant disruption in Canada's climate that will reshape our understanding of the country and have far-reaching global implications. But before delving into this, it's crucial to distinguish between weather and climate. Weather pertains to the short-term atmospheric conditions in a specific area, while climate encompasses weather patterns over more extended periods, accounting for seasons and long-term averages. The significance of climate and its stability lies in the preservation of life, including human existence. If the climate undergoes rapid changes, numerous species may struggle to adapt and consequently face threats from the shifting environments. Humans too may encounter increasing challenges in adapting to their places of residence, as rising sea levels, extreme weather events, and other factors could displace millions of lives. Considering that Canada is the world's second largest country in terms of land area, spanning over 9,984,670 square kilometers, it exhibits a wide range of climates, from temperate to extremely cold. Canada features distinct climate regions, with substantial variations in temperature and humidity, each housing delicate ecosystems that support diverse organisms. These regions are defined by specific characteristics that distinguish them from neighbouring zones, such as soil type, temperature, and precipitation, all contributing to the diverse wildlife found within them. But what precisely are scientists cautioning us about in terms of potential world-altering scenarios? Well, if you were to inquire with someone who's experienced Canada, particularly during the winter, they'd likely paint a picture of bone-chilling cold. During this season, temperatures in many Canadian cities plummeted to around -20 degrees Celsius. This frigidity is accompanied by biting icy winds and substantial snowfall, leading to shivers all round. However, that's not the entire story. In the grand scheme of things, Canadian weather eventually gives way to a beautiful spring adorned with blossoming flowers and then transitions into a pleasant warm summer. In essence, it's not perpetually cold. The climate varies across the nation, contingent on the specific location. Nonetheless, a significant shift occurs when daylight hours diminish and even warm days embrace twilight. There are moments of remarkable warmth in this region when thunderstorms cast a surreal green hue, showcasing a unique kind of beauty. Yet all this natural splendour is at risk of being lost due to the change in climate. Climate change itself is not a novel concept, but the pace at which it's unfolding in Canada has become a topic of concern. Scientists revealed that Canada is undergoing an unprecedented shift in temperature patterns, warming at a rate twice as fast as the global average. One of the significant consequences of Canada's rapid and unusual temperature increase is the melting of the Arctic ice. The summertime in particular is a source of apprehension, as a substantial portion of the long-standing Arctic ice consistently breaks apart during these warmer months. This process significantly diminishes the icy expanse of the Arctic region, and the implications are far from favourable. This unsettling development has global repercussions, notably contributing to the rising sea levels worldwide. As the Arctic ice continues to melt, it poses a serious threat to coastal communities, exposing them to various water-related calamities. This perilous situation endangers the traditional way of life in these regions. Moreover, the escalating temperatures are having a profound impact on Canada's water circulation system, which can lead to either severe droughts or flooding. This ongoing transformation has prompted Canada to urgently seek methods to preserve its freshwater resources, primarily stored in the Great Lakes. Intriguingly, these lakes are not mere reservoirs of water. They play a crucial role in the nation's economy, energy production, agriculture, and, most importantly, the survival of its people. However, the melting Arctic ice is just one facet of Canada's challenges. Unfortunately, the nation is currently grappling with a significant threat to the overall health of its freshwater resources in terms of both quantity and quality. When it comes to the condition and availability of freshwater systems in Canada, authorities have been contending with issues of pollution and over-extraction, compounded by the effects of climate change. Additionally, the country faces problems stemming from its citizens' fishing activities, particularly overfishing. These activities have contributed to the pressing issues confronting Canada, including the decline and ongoing depletion of fish populations in the region, which has disrupted the delicate balance of the marine ecosystem. It has become evident that the nation's fish resources are not as limitless as once believed, and future generations in Canada may face the prospect of a world without fish if immediate action is not taken. The impact of human activities in Canada on the indigenous aquatic wildlife species is a grave concern. Consequently, Canada has initiated conservation efforts to address the situation. Some of these measures involve establishing national parks and marine protected areas, MPAs, equipped with resources to support endangered fish species and other animals in their efforts to recover their populations. Depleting the fish population in the region not only results in a scarcity of fish, but also signifies a significant disruption to the aquatic ecosystem. Recognizing this, Canada has made the commitment to expand its ocean protection by 25% by 2025. The country is also actively engaged in preserving its fish resources through sustainable fisheries management practices. The objective is to ensure that the fish population remains robust while meeting the current fish requirements of the nation. However, the challenges don't end there. Wildfires have long been a natural part of Canada's ecosystems, but they are now posing an increasingly severe threat. Western Canada, in particular, has been witnessing more devastating fires with each passing year. In 2017, British Columbia experienced its most extensive wildfire on record, consuming almost 900,000 hectares of land. In 2016, one of the country's most destructive fires ravaged Fort McMurray, resulting in the destruction of nearly 2,500 buildings and the evacuation of 90,000 residents, making it the costliest disaster in Canadian history. Wetter winters, leading to increased springtime grass growth, combined with prolonged summers and higher temperatures, have extended the fire season. The hot, dry conditions turn grass into a highly flammable fuel source. Consequently, Canadian forests have become like powder kegs ready to ignite. Mike Flanagan, a wildfire expert at the University of Alberta, highlights the challenging situation facing Canada. The warmer the climate becomes, the more wildfires we experience. Increased wildfires release more greenhouse gases, contributing to further warming, a vicious cycle. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. What measures are being taken to tackle the colossal challenge of climate change? It would be a mistake to assume that the Canadian government and its people are idly standing by as their homeland faces an array of environmental issues. On the contrary, Canada is actively engaged in a multifaceted approach to combat climate change, both within its borders and on a global scale. One of their consistent endeavours revolves around the development of green infrastructure and the widespread adoption of renewable energy sources. These steps hold the promise of making a significant positive impact on the situation. Concurrently, dedicated scientists continue their work diligently studying environmental patterns and projecting future changes. Their research is instrumental in helping individuals and communities prepare for the potential challenges that lie ahead. In terms of legal measures, Canada is actively adapting by enacting laws and policies aimed at mitigating environmental issues. A prominent illustration of this is the Canadian Environmental Protection Act. It is evident that both the federal and provincial governments are committed to taking substantive action to safeguard the region. The federal government formulates policies that offer solutions, while the provincial government plays a pivotal role in implementing and expanding upon these policies. This collaborative approach is designed to ensure that these measures are not only comprehensive, but also highly efficient. Canada's dedication extends beyond its own borders, as the nation is actively involved in international environmental agreements that prioritize the common good. Notable examples of such agreements include the Kyoto Protocol and the Paris Agreement. Furthermore, Canada adheres to global standards for protecting the ecosystem, effectively setting a commendable example for the international community. However, the consequences of not finding solutions to Canada's environmental challenges are significant for both the nation and the world. The ongoing melting of the ice and the resulting rise in global sea levels will have far-reaching effects that extend beyond Canada's borders. This environmental disaster has the potential to impact people worldwide. Moreover, the world would also lose one of its most breathtaking and awe-inspiring landscapes if Canada's environmental issues go unresolved. Canada's natural beauty and diverse ecosystems are a global treasure, and their preservation is essential for future generations to enjoy and appreciate. That's all for today. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so please leave your comments below. And while you're still here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated on more fascinating videos.